What is up, Glenwood, and welcome to the first Carmine Fry directed episode of The Rush. I'm Danny Fry. This week, the football team took on Taylorville, while the volleyball team started CS8 action versus Jacksonville, with results from the soccer games along with golf coverage at Piper Glen. Also, don't forget about the top 3 in weekly debate. Now, let's get started. Last season's football team was successful, but the Titans could not reach state in back-to-back years. The Titan Lions are still undersized, but the offense has experience, led by 3-year starting QB Miles McAdams, who has more weapons this year. The Tornadoes of Taylorville stormed in last Friday, trying to start Glenwood's season on a bad note. So let's take a look at these highlights. Glenwood versus Taylorville. Fans were here for opening season, a good crowd for opening night of high school football. And here's a handoff to Nathan Hack, and he's going to sprint to the outside, far side of your screen, and there he goes. He's going to scamper 80 yards to the end zone for Glenwood's first touchdown of their 40th season. Now here's Rocky Morris. He said earlier in the day he was going to return one for a touchdown, and there's his touchdown return right there. And then Taylorville, they turned over the ball about 8 times. Big reason why they got whooped 42-0. And here this ball recovered by number 90, Aaron Williams, after the running back Wilson fumbled it. Leads to this touchdown run by not really the fullback, but one of the Titans running backs, number 44, Tyler DeRozier. Eventually, he is over the line and a touchdown Titans. And here Taylorville just kicking the ball all over the place. Matt Meyer takes advantage, able to hop on it, and that would lead to this. Well, eventually it would lead to this play, which is a pass. You can't have a football highlight without Daniel Helm. There's a pass to Daniel Helm, sets up a 1st and goal for the Titans, and here's Donovan Hammonds. At that point, it was 21-0 Titans. They led by that score in the first quarter. Here in the second, look at this throw by Miles McAdams. Rocky Morris makes an incredible catch, but does not count. A legal man downfield. It was Christian Randall, the offensive lineman, a legal man downfield. Coach Rourke getting the explanation, but that's all right. They would score in a touchdown pass to Danny Helm, and here later on, that touchdown run by Donovan Hammonds, a little salute from Donovan. That made it 42-0, and here's a play that definitely sealed it. Seth Trulock, Bandy's cousin, picked off by Dylan Ambrose, and that is able to seal the deal. And there's the Titan fans pleased with the Titans' opening performance. 42-0. Donovan Hammonds had 2 touchdowns, and Rocky Morris had a 53-yard punt return for a touchdown. The Titans' first real test is tonight at the Palace at 7 versus the spread attack of Jacksonville. The boys soccer team had a stellar run to the state title game last year. This season, the team is stacked with key performers from last year. Glenwood battled Plainfield Central on Saturday and Jacksonville last night. Let's see how they did. First, last night against Jacksonville, Titans won 2-0. Alex Goose Johnson had a goal along with Brock Tober. And then on Saturday, the Titans took on the Wildcats of Plainfield Central. Cody Kuhlman, Pat Flahive, and Nick Boland all had goals. 3-0 Glenwood. The Titans' next game isn't until Saturday, the 8th of September in Morden versus the Potters. Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back with volleyball and golf highlights. Also, there's an exclusive tennis interview in there as well. Don't forget to follow The Rush on Twitter, TheRush_22. We'll be right back.
Kids, breakfast is ready.
Hey, what happened to the post-game
My friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
for my deductible? Do you think like 250, 500? Hi, what do you think? 500, 250? Collision, comprehensive? I don't even know what it means. Do you even know what that means? Is $1,000 deductible too high?
Number 40.
You know that place where lots of questions means nobody seems to know?
I'm so there.
If you like answers, get advice and savings from a State Farm agent. Call, click, or visit and switch. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
I'm there. When life changes, State Farm is there to help you plan ahead and protect what matters most. Talk to an agent today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
What do you think I should pay for my deductible? Do you think like 250,
Titans volleyball team made it to sectionals with some senior help. This season, Glenwood doesn't have that luxury. The Lady Titans have one lone senior on the squad, Taylor Kopp. The Titans volleyball team played Jacksonville Tuesday night, showing off their young roster. How would Glenwood look in their first CSA game of the season? Take a look. The Titans took on the Jacksonville Crimsons, and here eventually it's going to be Lauren Gregg who taps it over. But Jacksonville on their knees with a save, eventually a kill for the Crimsons out of the shot there a little bit. And there's a nice save by Keene, and yes, that's Dalton Keene, the tight end's sister. Into the net though, and the Titans will get a point. But Titans points were at a luxury for the Titans. Eventually this one, some double coverage there. A battle at the net, but eventually the Crimsons touched the net. It was a point for the Titans on that last play. Mr. O'Brien, the referee for this Titans game, a Glenwood substitute teacher. And eventually Cassie Sheedy to the net, but eventually it's going to be a double contact, so eventually a point to Glenwood. And then Sadie Stone up against the net. And that would be it. The Crimsons would take the second game 25-13 and win the match 2-0. The girls will hit the court again against Normal Community on Thursday, September 6th at 7 p.m. Good luck, ladies. Let's switch gears to the golf team. And last year, with 6 solid seniors, the golf team made it to state for the first time since 1975. Let's check out how the golf team played this Tuesday against 3 CS8 opponents. Going to start off with senior leader Brad Akers. Tees off. He's going to chip this one off the fringe. Eventually will lead to this putt. And he just barely misses it. And he sinks it in 2. And now another leader, a junior, Cody Hunt. Tees off, and eventually here he's going to chip it and lands that one on the green. And the Titans, they're just able to work out the kinks. They get everything going here in their first couple meets and get to go and look at different CS8 action. There's Brad Akers, and we'll go back to Akers here teeing off. Here on later part of the 9 holes that the Titans play here in the bunker, able to get out of trouble. And there's a putt that would eventually go in for the Titans, but they will lose by 6 strokes. They had 165, Springfield with 159. Eli Day was 2 over par. Cody Hunt was 5 over par. The Titans play next on Thursday at Piper Glen. The GHS girls tennis team started their 2012 season with a bang. They placed 3rd out of 16 teams in the Springfield Invite last weekend. The Rush's own Eric Burklow caught up with Rachel Oden, who placed 3rd in the Invite.
For you to be in the number 2 slot for the GHS tennis, how much pressure is there?
I think it's a little bit of pressure, but overall I just try to go out there and do my best and try to get as many points as possible for the team.
What are your physical strengths and weaknesses as a team?
I think our strengths, we have good strokes and we're good at cheering each other on, but I think we need to work on serves and keeping the ball in play a little bit.
What are your expectations for this year's tennis team?
I really hope this year that we can repeat as conference winners again, because we won last year for the first time in like 13 years, so that was pretty cool.
What do you think of the new coaches?
We have 2 new coaches this year. Mr. Pyland is really awesome. He has been coaching tennis for a long time, and he knows what he's talking about, and he knows how to get us to where we need to be to win. And Coach Carpenter, even though she's new at tennis, she's really good at motivating us, and she is learning, and she knows what she's talking about.
That's it. Sarah Berkeley, reporting from GCNN. Thank you.
Tonight the girls play SHG and tomorrow they play in the Central Illinois Invite. Good luck, girls, and when we come back to the Rush, it's the top 3 of Gavin Caruso and Andrew Strickler and Coach Edgar stop by on the weekly debate. Stay tuned.
Kids, breakfast ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
Alright, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
What do you think I should pay for my deductible? Do you think like $250, $500? Hi, what do you think? $500, $250? Collision? Comprehensive? I don't even know what it means. Do you even know what that means? Is $1,000 deductible too high?
Number 40. You know that place where lots of questions meets nobody seems to know?
I'm so there.
You like answers? Get advice and savings from a State Farm agent. Call, click, or visit and switch. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
I'm there. When life changes, State Farm is there to help you plan ahead and protect what matters most. Talk to an agent today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
What do you think I should pay for my deductible? Do you think like $250, $500? Hi, what do you think? $500, $250? Collision? Comprehensive? I don't even know what it means. Do you even know what that means? Is $1,000 deductible too high?
Number 40. You know that place where lots of questions meets nobody seems to know?
I'm so there.
You like answers? Get advice and savings from a State Farm agent. Call, click, or visit and switch. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
Welcome to the top
3. My name is Gavin Caruso. We are going to discuss the top 3 plays in Glenwood sports. At number 3, we have Mr. O'Brien, and At number 3, we have Mr. O'Brien here, a substitute teacher / ref. Oh, he's still got it. He's still got it. And at number 2, Nathan Hack goes down to the far side of the field for the first Glenwood touchdown of the season. Oh. At number 1, we have Rocky Morris returns this punt, 53 yards for a score. And he's running down the field. We're going to head it back over to the debate with Danny.
All right. Hey, great debut there for Gavin Caruso, top 3. But we got 2 special guests here. Andrew Strickler, Titan baseball player, along with football and head softball coach, Coach Edgar. Thanks, guys, for coming on.
Thank you.
Let's discuss some sports situations here. So you have the whole situation with Steven Strasburg, and he's approaching. They gave him a 160 to 180 inning limit because he just came off Tommy John surgery. And GM Mike Rizzo is talking about actually pulling him even for the playoffs if he reaches that limit. How would you handle that situation starting with Strickler?
Well, honestly, you know, the Nationals really do have they've got a great pitching rotation, and they're probably not going to need him for right now. I think they need to keep him ready for the postseason, because we've got a really good shot. They're still 5 games ahead, so I don't think they're going to have a problem without him.
Yeah, they got Gio Gonzalez, who's a really good, he's their number 2 guy. I think they'll be able to go and keep everything rolling, or maybe just sit him out now because they have a 5-game lead in the East. Coach Edgar, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they could have been planning for this for quite some time. I mean, maximum 54 innings in the playoffs if he pitches 2 games in the series, you know. So you can hold him out until those 54 innings are left. But they could have been doing this for most of the season, just, you know, skipping starts and things. But now that they got a lead, they should be able to manage that a little bit better. But, you know, whatever the boss says, that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, you just don't want to, like there was one time where there's a rain delay and he actually went out to tell them to get everything going so you would know to put him back or not.
Right.
And you want to have your best pitcher. Now this new wild card system, if somehow they do tank like the Braves last year and they have like a one-on-one playoff. But that leads us to this question. What do the Cardinals need to do to make another late season run? They're actually shoring up the bullpen a little bit. Strickler, what do you think they need to do?
You know, I really think they need to just keep their pitching strong. That's what their weak spot this year, definitely. You know, their offense is great. They just need to keep doing what they're doing there. And their defense is really solid, but their pitching needs to get a lot better if they want to make a really good postseason run. And they've really got to tighten up their offense in those really clutch innings when they're tightened.
Yeah, in the last 3 innings, it seems like the Cardinals cannot get a clutch hit. And they lead in run differential, but usually teams that lead in run differential usually have a little better record than the Cardinals. And Coach Edgar, what do you think they need to, because the bullpen, you know, that Edward Mujica deal is actually kind of working pretty well.
That's been pretty big because it shores up the 7th inning. But mostly it's got to do with health, I think. Like Yachty getting hurt the other night, and it's great that he's coming back. But things like that, I mean, like he was saying, that their pitching staff's starting to get shored up. Their starting pitching's pretty good. I mean, there's still, some of them may be pitching over their head a little bit, but, you know, you do what you can. But the bullpen's deep enough now that they don't have to get 7-8 innings out of anybody. So.
Yeah, and another thing seems like Matheny has been a little questionable. I have to probably give him, let's say, like C+, B-, and man, it just seems like handles everything well except maybe leaving a guy then that seems to be rolling, and especially when the bullpen was struggling.
Right.
Okay, let's move on. That's actually probably the only time we'll talk about biking on the Rush is with Lance Armstrong, and he just got stripped of his 7 Tour de France. He didn't even, for doping, and he didn't even challenge it. He just kept quiet. And what's your reaction, Strickler, to that?
You know, he's been tested and tested and tested. And after a while, I think anybody would get tired of that. And the money that he's put into it's probably put an effect on him. And you know, the medals are just a material thing. And as long as he knows that he actually didn't do it, then I don't see why he shouldn't just give it up. You know, it's not that big of a deal. They're just the medals. You know, and everybody knows who wants to believe in him that he really didn't do that.
Yeah, there are a lot of people, especially cancer survivors and patients, that he really inspired. So it's kind of disappointing in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, what they're saying is true, that's too bad, but it doesn't change, you know, in the big picture, what he was able to do as far as with cancer and things and the people he's reached and helped out. You know, as far as them taking those things from him, to me, it doesn't make any difference.
I agree with you there. Who are your preseason favorites to make the Super Bowl this year? I don't think your Rams, Strickler, gonna be in there.
We had a good run with the Chiefs, but I don't think they're gonna get anywhere.
Oh yeah, big win.
You know,
I'm not a huge fan of the Packers, but they're a pretty solid team this year again. And
as long as they have Aaron Rodgers, they're going to be a really solid team.
And I was talking to Eric Berklow actually before this, and he was saying they've probably got a good run over the Giants this year. So.
I mean, nobody really expected with the Giants to do what they did. They barely made the playoffs last year if it wasn't for the Cowboys. Chucky, who you got for possibly right now your favorites?
Well, it's an interesting thing. I really didn't think about it a whole lot until this afternoon, but I mean, you can't pick against the Giants just because of their experience, and defensively they're just so nasty. And then if one Manning's going to make it, you might as well take the other one. I think it'd be interesting to see the Manning brothers go at it.
Yeah, that storyline, and Peyton's window's closing a little bit on that, but he can still, I think he'll perform this year. And who you got tonight, Friday Night Football, Glenwood or Jacksonville? Go right here, starting with the circle.
I definitely got Glenwood. They're started this year off really well against Taylorville. Taylorville's not the most solid team, but they really did show they just didn't give up and call it quits after a while. Yeah, they got a solid both offensive and defensive line this year. What they've struggled with is the pass, and Miles keeps doing what he's doing, and he just keeps getting better over the years. So everything's really solid this year. So I think Glenwood's definitely got a good chance.
Yeah, the reason I asked this is Jacksonville. A lot of people are thinking this is a year they can break from the 4 or 5 hump in the CS8. They got Andy Mills in that spread attack. How are you guys? You're defensive coach, defensive backs. So what are you guys doing to prepare for this game and that spread attack?
I mean, as far as philosophically talking, they're explosive. They got, I think they won the 4x1 state championship or something like that. So they got speed, but so if we can stay away from explosive plays, where they're getting chunks of yards and we can make them drive the ball offensively, I think they'll make enough mistakes, whether it's putting the ball on the ground, throwing it to us, or penalties that, we'll be in good shape. Offensively, going against them, they better buckle their chin straps.
Just a matter of, I think this will be a barn burner in every sense of the word. This is all the time we have for this first episode of The Rush. Come out and support your Glenwood Titans football team as they take on Jacksonville tonight. That's it. We gone.